Swarthmore, the Garnet, as recently as 7 years ago, could not have envisioned this. But in succession, every year has been a record-setting year.
It's the NCAA tournament here on the Garnet Sports Network. The Ithaca Bombers, the first in NCAA tournament appearance since 2013. A Sweet 16 appearance, that was the best ever in program history. Looking for a deeper run this year as they take on Babson College. They go on the road down here to Pennsylvania to try to ignite a tournament run. And Babson College, the Bombers, their first NCAA tournament appearance since 2017. That year they won the national championship in historic fashion. They had made the prior 5 NCAA tournaments. This a proud program that's been ranked as high as number 12 nationally this year. They are looking to move on here tonight and looking to take on the winner of Swarthmore College and Brooklyn College. But a big matchup for 40 minutes here tonight as we get this one underway from Tarble Pavilion on the campus of Swarthmore College. Bob Long, Jacob Brady alongside, and Jacob, this should be a fantastic game, a very even and well-matched game between two teams in the Northeast, and I think this has a chance to be one of the better first-round matchups that we'll see across the field of 64.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting when you compare these two teams on different time frames. You look at the season as a whole, Babson is the one that's really been hot, that's been sort of in the view nationally. As you mentioned, being ranked up to 12th in the national ranking. They were ranked 25th prior to conference tournaments, ended up just dropping out in the most recent ranking, but definitely a team that's been in the national spotlight. Of course, that national championship in 2017 certainly helps with that. Ithaca, a team that wasn't necessarily the center of attention throughout the season, but they've gotten hot at the right time. Began with the first round of their conference tournament, beating St. Lawrence, and then beat Hobart and Rensselaer in order to earn the automatic bid. So a team that's gotten hot at the right time and really takes that into this game.
Should be a good one. We'll now turn it down to the public address announcer for the introductions and the national anthem.
Tonight's first round game features the Ithaca Bombers versus the Babson Beavers. Swarthmore College and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and fans. We request your cooperation in supporting the student athletes and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, derogatory comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, athletes, team representatives, or other fans will not be tolerated in our grounds for removal. We appreciate your cooperation in creating a safe and positive game environment. Respect, it's the name of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if able and remove your hats to honor America and those who support our freedom at home and abroad. Now please join in the singing of our national anthem. senior guard from Potsdam, New York, from Ithaca, number 0, Jake Mitchell. A junior guard from Babson, Massachusetts, from Babson College, number 2, Crew Age. From Ithaca, a sophomore guard. From Ottawa, New York, number 2, Skylar Simon. From Babson College, a freshman guard. From Winnetka, Illinois, number 13, Andrew Kirkpatrick. From Ithaca, a senior from Newtown, Pennsylvania, number 3, Riley Tufson. From Babson, a junior guard from Tallinn, Connecticut, number 20, Andrew Jaworski. From Ithaca, a senior guard from Miami Springs, Florida, number 10, Sebastian Alderete. From Babson, a senior guard from Newtown, Pennsylvania, number 21, Jack Coulihan. From Ithaca, a junior forward from East Petersburg, Pennsylvania, number 24, Ryan Carl. And from Babson, Swarthmore, Massachusetts, number 22, Colin Bradleys. Ithaca is coached by Jim Mullins. Babson is coached by Steve.
And now we're ready for basketball here on the Garnet Sports Network. The NCAA tournament about to commence here from Delaware County, Pennsylvania. Babson College dressed in white here today, and right below, as you see from high above, Ithaca College, the Bombers, dressed in the navy blue. Jacob, as we mentioned, should be a great game. And on the Babson side, it's a two-man duo. Andrew Jaworski, the junior guard, and Jack Coulihan, the senior at 6'6", making his return here to the Philadelphia area. Holy Ghost Prep in Ben Salem, a little bit less than an hour from here. And both of those guys, first team all Newmax, and tremendous players leading the way for this Babson team.
Yeah, and it's a pretty balanced attack overall. You look at it, 4 guys averaging over 10 points a game. You throw in Crew Ainge, Bradanacy as well. So while it is Coulihan and Jaworski, there's a lot of support from the other guys around them. The other starter, Kirkpatrick, averaging 6.4 a game. So they bring balance overall. This is also a team in Babson that loves to shoot the three-pointer. They've shot .380 on the season, and it's interesting how that's going to go against the Ithaca perimeter defense, which has only allowed a three-point field goal percentage of .280 in the games they've played this season.
The ball's tipped, and here we go in the NCAA Tournament 2020. Babson in the whites, Ithaca in the navy blues. We're underway. Here's Jaworski with a touch, and he'll pull up. That one's good, and Babson on the board.
That is going to work initially right there. Given space to shoot that time by Alderete, and pulls up for 2.
Riley Thompson slips behind a screen. Not that time, but he's going to get his own rebound, and a nice pull up there. Wouldn't go, though, and a second rebound. This time it comes to the hands of Babson. Here's a little dribble drive, fading away. Too strong, but another carom. On the recoil, it's good for 3. Jaworski has all 5 for Babson.
That's a nice job off the initial offensive board. Just the kick to the corner. Standard play right there, and Jaworski wide open, able to fire that in.
Now Ithaca gets their offense going. The extra pass for the 3. Not that time. Tipped up and a big-time finish. That's Jake Mitchell. 6'5" senior guard.
It's good vision to find the open man on the wing. Obviously the miss, but sticking with the play, Mitchell that time.
Babson can't get the 3 to go. Coulihan with a quick trigger. And up the floor comes Mitchell. Sinan picked up his dribble, and fortunate to have Mitchell there as the safety valve. Sinan defends off the defender there, but a good job recovering. Jaworski now back up the floor after the defensive stop. Oh, that's great footwork. Too strong, tries to tip it up to himself. Another one just a bit too strong. Synan, wow, whipped that one forward. Too strong, but the follow will go. Sebastian Alderete. An M-tempo one early on here, Jacob.
Yeah, both teams really not afraid to run in transition, and we've seen them really banging around inside so far, but it's opened up looks for the shooters on the wing, so seemingly an effective game plan for both teams so far.
Rattling it home is Crew Ainge, the 6-foot junior, averaging 11.5 points per game.
Yeah, he's a guy to look for. Played 2 seasons of Division I ball over in Utah Valley, the son of Danny Ainge, the general manager for the Boston Celtics, so a lot of basketball in his blood.
Ithaca will keep the basketball. 19 seconds on the shot clock. Did not tick the rim on the 3, so no reset of the shot clock to 20. Alderete with 8 to shoot, able to slide his way to the hole, couldn't get it to go. And a big rebound there by number 22, Colin Bradenise.
This is interesting. A lane opened up for him there, and nobody from Babson sliding over defensively, just missed what was a pretty good look for 2.
Ainge went over the back of Skylar Synan. Synan, a sophomore for this Ithaca team, averaging nearly 16 points per game, a second-team All-Liberty League. You saw him run the break, early on, and that time put the brakes on Danny Ainge on the drive to the 10. Babson, a 7-4 lead here in game number 1 here from the Swarthmore pod of the NCAA tournament. Good slip to the hole. That's a nice finish. Sliding through 3 defenders on his way there. Riley Thompson averaging 18.5 per game.
That's a great job right there, just showing the change of pace and getting some defenders out of the way, finding his lane to shoot through.
There's a foul called against Skylar Synan. Tries to deflect any criticism there for the bench, saying, hey, I know that's not the right play. Little reach from behind. Nice job to come to that basketball there. And Jaworski for 3. It's good. He's got 8.
These closeouts haven't been great from Ithaca so far. You see that time it's Alderete giving him some space to shoot, not necessarily living up to their vaunted 3-point defense.
And Jake Mitchell, as Babson avoids the lane, ended up going baseline. And now another steal. Synan, what a look up floor. And a finish there by Mitchell. 4 straight for Mitchell and another assist for Synan, who has shown the ability, Jacob, to deliver the rock.
Yeah, that's just full court vision right there. Sees the man open, cutting to the basket.
Synan almost goes through the bench. It's immediate timeout here. 15 minutes, 19 seconds to play, 10 apiece in a game that I think we all knew had a chance to be a good one in the early stages of game number 1 of the NCAA tournament here on the Garnet Sports Network.
I learned a lot of valuable lessons playing college football. I never thought about the health benefits of exercise until I actually started to talk to coaches in college. It's not only just for performance, it's for life. My coaches instilled the importance of well-being, not only building up strength, mental health, getting enough sleep, eating properly is all what it is to be healthy. I decided that I want to go in a personal trainer and share my knowledge that I obtained in college about physical and mental well-being.
Another look at some of the plays of the first 4+ minutes of this one. Bob Long and Jacob Brady here, your broadcast team for the Garnet Sports Network. Will be here for all 3 games this weekend. And at 7:30, be sure to stay with us as the number 1 overall seed in Division III basketball, the Swarthmore Garnet hosts Brooklyn College. Again, a 7:30 tip after the conclusion of this one. Some matinee basketball. We'll see the likes of this in a few weeks in the Division I men's basketball tournament. Jaworski kept the pivot foot. Nice slide to the hole there.
Fantastic move once again, that time going up against Brian Carl. And just Carl gets caught flat-footed.
Synan now tries to enter the scoring column himself. He'll shoot 3 from the line. Hit on the way by Jack Coulihan. One more look. Just a bit aggressive on the closeout.
Yeah, this is an Ithaca team that's also really not afraid to shoot the 3 at all. Indeed, 5th in Division III in three-point field goal attempts and 6th in three-pointers made in all of the country. So you may see more plays like that because clearly not a team that's afraid to fire the ball when they see even a little bit of daylight. And if you have a team closing out aggressively like that time, that's going to result in some fouls on these three-point shots.
Here's Synan. Tie ball game, 12 apiece. Leading all scorers is Andrew Jaworski with 10. Jake Mitchell leads the way with 6 early on for Ithaca. Babson, the last time they got to the NCAA tournament, they won the whole thing. That was in 2017. Now a corner 3. Not that time, and Alderete is coming back the other way.
Yeah, it's a good look that time. Again, the extra pass. Jaworski's been the man so far. Instead, sees the better shot in the corner in the form of Jack Coulihan.
And another drive. Babson abandoning the baseline, and Ithaca's beaten them a few times. That's Riley Thompson, the leading scorer for this Ithaca team in the regular season.
Yeah, you keep getting guys that get caught ball watching initially, and the extra pass, and you have the drive along the baseline, and they're just not paying attention.
A shot that would make a great Tim Duncan very proud. Goes high off that window. Understands the angles. And Ithaca fortunate to get this one back. And an offensive foul called against Skylar Synan. No doubt that defender not in legal guarding position, but you're going to see the offhand. Watch the left, right there, a little push off, and that's the difference. Big foul there, Jacob. Synan's second personal.
Yeah, he's already recorded a couple of assists tonight and obviously drawing that three-point foul. So he's a guy, not necessarily the biggest scorer for Ithaca, but a guy that can contribute in a lot of other ways. And Babson definitely happy to see him on the bench right now.
In and out that time, a heat check for Jaworski. Synan, the third leading scorer for this Ithaca team, 16.2 points per game. But as you said, Jacob, so much more than that. The team's leading assist getter, Riley Thompson, big time.
And that is the leading scorer for Ithaca, showing off his chops.
Crew Ainge just caught Ithaca sleeping on the way back. And we go back and forth here. A little less than 7 minutes in, 16 apiece. That one's too long. It'll stay with Ithaca. Last touch by Babson. Bo Smith, the sophomore, 6'7", provides the most length on this Babson team. He'll check in. Alex Barron, the sophomore, at 6'5", out of Wellesley, Massachusetts, into the game for Ithaca. Now, I think what happened here, Jacob, is that they just want to double check to make sure that that shot clock wasn't reset to 20. And that it just got there organically because that 3 did not touch the rim. Everybody seems satisfied, and we're back underway. Alderete goes behind his back. Wow. How about that? Nearly at the logo, Riley Thompson. Knows no bounds.
And again, that's been the mark of this Ithaca team throughout the season. Not afraid to shoot from anywhere on the court, that time from about 27, 28 feet. And cool in his finish.
Speaking of cool in the finish, Aaron Gow showed a little bit of class on his way to the hoop there. a travel called against Thompson. Interested to see what Gao brings to the table. Comes in with a bit of an unassuming line. It's only started 10 games, plays 16 minutes, 3.5 points per game, but that was a touch of class on the last one. And Jaworski continues to fill it up. 1 point lead for Babson.
Again, he's just hitting from everywhere right now. The three's going in for him and really using the window to his advantage so far in this one.
Jaworski picks up his dribble. And now Babson into the offensive set. A man-to-man switching defense here for Ithaca. An open three, top of the key, not that time. Pretty good look there, though, for number 23, Matt Pattison.
Yeah, definitely a good look, and the reason that opens up is because you get that double team along the baseline, but it's a good job to kick out of that, find the open shooter at the top of the key.
11:43 to play here. Game one of this 4-team pod from Swarthmore. We'll be back.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
A look inside the Babson huddle. The two leading scorers, we talked about it before the game. Andrew Jaworski, actually the second leading scorer for this Babson team. Jack Coulihan averaging 19 points per game. Number 21 is the leading scorer. We talked about Riley Thompson as well, the leading scorer for Ithaca. Well, those two guys, Coulihan as well as Thompson, played with each other growing up. Ended up going to different high schools, but both from the Newtown area. Jack Coulihan went to Holy Ghost Prep. Riley Thompson went to the local public school, Council Rock North. And both of those guys know each other well, a homecoming of sorts for both of them as they go at it here in the first round at the highest level here of Division III in the NCAA tournament. Here's Alderete pulling up and looking for help. Thompson, 12 to shoot for Alderete. Drives into a lot of traffic. And that's tremendous defense. Coulihan knocked it out of bounds, just 5 to shoot. Thompson to inbound. 3 to shoot. That's really well defended by Babson, and a travel will give it right back to the Beavers.
Yeah, you saw Babson on that possession, knew exactly who they needed to be watching out for. It was all Alderete. It was him driving. It was him trying to kick and really just not quite getting the ball moving in the way that they need to against this Babson defense. When you're relying on one guy to do everything as they were in that possession, you end up either getting late in the shot clock, which they did, or a turnover, which they also did on the same possession.
Well, and to your point there, after that out-of-bounds play, 5 seconds left, they were trying to use Alderete as the ball screen and run Thompson off it, but tremendous defense by Babson and then a bucket on the other end. A 3-point lead for Babson. And Thompson glides through, contact, and a foul. In the act of shooting. Or perhaps not. Thompson can't believe it. Consider me in that camp. Okay, not a shooting foul. Got it.
Sounds like the Ithaca assistant coach would agree with you there as well.
Here's Alderete. They'll reset it here. Barron with a handoff for Thompson. Somehow got the shot off, didn't draw any iron. And out of bounds to Babson. The Ithaca offense, Jacob, out of sorts at this point.
Yeah, you're just not seeing the crisp ball movement that they need, or the drive and kick type of thing. Shooters are spacing the perimeter pretty well, but you're not seeing guys necessarily drive with the intention of passing out, potentially of a double team, and if the defense starts to collapse.
Jaworski with it now. Double team comes on him. Nice catch there. Brandon East puts it up off the glass, too strong. And here's Thompson the other way for Ithaca. Alderete, double comes on him, puts it up, somehow goes down. Babson wanted a call with the contact with the elbow up towards the face of the help defender, but no dice.
Yeah, it's a nice job on the slide by Coolahan getting in the way, but Alderete just a better finish, recognizing where the defenders are and recognizing the necessity to go up early there.
Coolahan will inbound. Ainge will slide to the basketball. A much needed catch. Bradonese sets the high ball screen, and Ainge a drive. Deep three, Coolahan. Yes, sir.
That's a great kick there from Ainge out of the drive. Now Alderete had it defended well, and you see him sort of turning around and giving the hand gestures if, are you kidding me right now?
Tried to get it back with an equally deep three. And Babson has a 4-point cushion halfway home here in the first half.
Yeah, definitely a little early to be trying for the hero ball type answer there, as Alderete was there. Just be comfortable in your offense.
Coolahan picks up the foul. Alderete had position. Nicely done defensively to anticipate the entry pass. And all of a sudden, the second personal foul against Coolahan. He remains out there on the floor. And Synan comes back onto the floor for Ithaca. He's got 2 fouls and a big-time hit right off the bench. Synan, averaging 15 and a half a game, picks up where he left off.
Yeah, again, Synan, 5 points now, and drew that shooting foul on the 3 earlier that he turned into a couple of points. But just such a big impact in all facets of the game if you see him giving a big answer that Babson needs right off the bench.
2 fouls against 2 fouls there. Coolahan just a little bit better. Synan couldn't take the chance to go up and foul. Thompson, good finish. Switched hands in midair and got to the dominant hand.
That's fancy right there. Ainge again in perfect position for guarding, but Thompson just able to get onto his right hand and flip it up.
We got ourselves a ball game here, Jacob. Back and forth we go. Ainge with the fall away. Again, well defended by Synan. Here's an open 3. And a nice rebound by Jaworski, nearly taken back.
Both teams definitely making some big-time shots right now as Jaworski steps over.
Couldn't get the shooter's roll, though it did come off softly. Thompson, jump stop, a high teardrop there.
Impressive, just recognize the defender sliding over and immediately go up with it. Now, I thought that he could have maybe jumped in there, tried to draw the contact for a foul, but confidence in that teardrop.
Bombs away here from the Beavers against this bomber defense of Ithaca College. Coolahan knocked that one down. It's a 4-point lead. You feel like this is going to be an answer, huh? Wow, how about that extra pass? And Synan, a dribble drive high off the window. That's too strong. Coolahan, that same spot, he knocked it down on the last possession. And everybody's a little bit out of sorts. Perhaps good for the coaching staff of Babson College, head coach Stephen Brennan in his 25th season, to see things slowed down. Maybe not. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I don't think he liked that shot very much, but both teams really not afraid to let fly right now, and a lot of these shots have been falling pretty impressively. I mean, you look at the score, 30-28. It's a pretty high-scoring affair so far, and both teams making definitely not high percentage looks.
Pretty good Division III basketball game here in Game 1 of the NCAA tournament from the Swarthmore pod. Bob Long, Jacob Brady here on the broadcast team for GSN. We'll be back.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well, but it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that, and it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Skylar Synan hits the three. He's had a nice game, both from a scoring perspective and putting up the assists. Coulahan, he has been strong as well, and Riley Thompson has been the difference maker for Ithaca College. He has 13 points, trailing only that man, Andrew Jaworski, with 14. Crew Ainge has been solid as well, and we got ourselves pretty darn good college basketball game. Babson College on their road to the NCAA tournament lost in the Newmac College semifinals to WPI. Didn't matter, as their resume was more than enough to get them into the tournament. Not good enough to host, of course, but here they are in a neutral site matchup against the Bombers of Ithaca College, the winners of the Liberty League. 11 to shoot. Jaworski had a stab off the glass. The follow a bit too strong. But Gal, again, providing good presence for a guy that doesn't play much for this team. Alderete, that didn't catch the iron. And a nice job underneath.
Call it a pass right there from Brian Carl.
That's right. Improve the three-point shooting percentage, increase the assists. Nice rebound inside. Big time by Colin Bradenese. Thompson with it now. They're trying to direct him to his left. Brian Carl has had a lot of good looks from three. Kept in there by Synan. Thompson from the corner, too strong. But Carl, I think a big left-handed shooting threat, Jacob, that Ithaca wants to get going. Has not been efficient yet here today, but you know he has the ability to do so, and that stretches the floor for this Bomber team. Now a drive inside, high off the window, probably a bit unnecessarily high from Andrew Kirkpatrick. Maybe lost it on the way up.
Yeah, I mean, I think if that had gone, that would speak to how some of the shots have gone in this game.
Alderete takes an extra step on the jab. A giveaway.
It hasn't been the cleanest game from Ithaca so far. 5 turnovers now for them.
Bradenese, another look on the other end of that finish. Ithaca College on an 11-game win streak that, of course, culminated in a Liberty League title. A pull-up, not that time. Brought down by number 31, Jack Stern, the freshman, 6'7" forward. On the hesitation, Synan. Skylar Synan continues to impress, a second-team All-Liberty League.
Yeah, just beats his defender, Matt Pattison, right there around the edge. A little slow on the slide. Is Coulahan also maybe conscious of the fact that he's on 2 fouls right now and opening up an easy look right around the basket?
Dangerous skip pass there, intercepted by Thompson. Synan, what a pass that was, but that's off the leg of Alderete. Andrew Kirkpatrick with the desperation reach, got the ball and got the possession. Timeout on the floor, 3 minutes, 44 seconds to play. This is the first round of the NCAA Division III men's basketball tournament. We'll keep it here as we look inside the Ithaca huddle. Sebastian Alderete scored 28 points in the final of the Liberty League against WPI. First team All-Liberty League, joining Riley Thompson with that honor. And, you know, Jacob, we talk a lot about these three guys, and for good reason. All of them averaging about 16 points or more, and really balanced in that perspective. Together, the three of them, 50-plus points that they contribute to the scoring total per game.
Yeah, within the Liberty League, they were the first, second, and fourth scorers overall. So, you know, in some sense, a little top-heavy, but we've already seen in this game that these guys are proven scorers, are really studs out there on the court. Thompson already with 13 and Sinan 7 to his name. Alderete only 4, so he's been a little slow out of the gate, but very competent scorers for these Bombers.
Crew Ainge with 14 to shoot. Dangerous pass, and again it's Sinan. Pass up the floor, goes begging. Ambitious that time from Skylar Sinan. Tough to blame him, though, for some of the passes he's been able to make here this evening. Pull up, Coolahan, yes. 4-point lead.
A little bit of a heat check of his own. That's a tough shot right there, the spinner, but able to make it go.
Riley Thompson digs the body into the defender. Ainge creates just enough space to go up with the dominant hand. Now Coolahan trying to deny him to the right. Jaworski trying to get his scoring night back, and yes, he'll go to the line for two. Got Alderete to shift the weight and the feet, left the ground slightly, and rose up into him. It's a heady play.
Yeah, smart there just to get to the line. Of course, Alderete a little overeager on that closeout as he gets caught to the outside there, and nothing he can do to avoid that contact.
Andrew Jaworski, a 1,000-point scorer in just 73 career games. Remember, he's only a junior, so everything from here is gravy. Timeout called by Ithaca. .30-second timeout here on the floor. We talked about Colin Bradenice a little bit here as well over the course of the game, providing some size for this Babson team. He's just a sophomore at 6'5". Frank Oftring, the senior, was averaging 15 points per game. He left the game 10 games ago and ended up being out for the season. A knee injury, has been unable to return, and since that time, Jacob, it's been Colin Bradenice to take over that role. More minutes, more starts, 11 points per game, almost 8 rebounds, and 1.5 blocks in the 11 starts that he's made since Oftring left the floor. You talk about the two guys, Coolahan and Jaworski, shooting the foul shots now, but Bradenice and his ability to come in, fill a role, is as important to this Beaver team's success as anything else.
Yeah, I think there was definitely the question when that injury to Oftring happened, how exactly Babson was going to coalesce as a team, putting a younger guy in the starting lineup, and on a team that most certainly, in spite of missing the tournament for the past 2 years, had aspirations to make it to the tournament and to be successful in the NUMAC, and he's definitely stepped in to fill that role effectively.
Another really good look is Thompson allowed to get all the way to the hole, but didn't quite finish. High off the window, that's a big-time shooter's roll. So that rattles home for Matt Pattison. Alderete through traffic. They're going to get an open look out of this one. Oh, that might have been blocked. And that one went off the foot of number 31, Jack Stern, the freshman.
Yeah, it's huge on the closeout by Coolahan. I agree. It looked like he got a piece of that, comes flying in from about 10 feet away and using all 6'5" of him, or pardon, 6'6" actually, long wingspan as well to defend against the smaller Thompson.
Jaworski looking for help. Pattison. Now Gal right back to Pattison. Good two-man basketball trying to create the look. 3 seconds called against Pattison, who didn't hightail it out of the lane after he got rid of the ball.
Yeah, it just has to be a little more conscious there. Should have gotten rid of the basketball a little earlier that time, as he just had the entire defense collapsed around him and didn't have the presence of mind to get rid of it quick enough. Might have had an open shooter if he had done so.
Zach Warwick running the point, loses the ball. Coulihan to pull it back. Great distribution inside by Gow, and a foul is called inside. Colin Bradenice, the sophomore, will shoot 2 at the line.
That's what he can do right there, effectively using that length to get to the rim, and coming over trying to defend there is Warwick, but undersized, trying to make the play there.
And a big minute and 9 seconds, Jacob, I think. It's been going between about 2 and 4 over the course of the last 5 or so minutes. But now up to 7, a chance for Bradenice to increase the lead to 8 here for Babson. I think a big close to the half needed from Ithaca to keep some momentum going into the locker room.
And it was actually they who called timeout with Jaworski at the line, down 37-34, but have given up a 5-0 run since.
Stern couldn't finish. Don't know what was going on with the tap there from Mitchell. And down comes the other way. Jaworski lost the ball. Chance for a 2-for-1. Mitchell for 3. Yes! A bounce for the ages that time from Jake Mitchell.
Great roll right here, and if you're Ithaca, you're thinking about a stop now. Babson is going to call a timeout, try to talk it over, see if they can draw a play out here. But Ithaca just play solid defense here for the next 26 seconds and hope that you get a good look on the other end.
How about that bounce? Well, I'll tell you, when anytime you get 2 teams from different conferences, it's the first team that either of these 2 teams have met, you might think, tell you what, we're going to have to feel each other out. But when you have assistant coach Sean Burton with Ithaca College, and an Ithaca College Hall of Famer as a player, who served as the assistant coach at Babson from 2013 to 2015, I think he might know a thing or two about Stephen Brennan, 25th year man at Babson, about the style there. I'm sure that was part of the discussion during film study this year, and the expertise that Sean Burton, the assistant coach for Ithaca, could bring to the table.
Yeah, that was amidst really that run of dominance atop of Division III, obviously the one championship in 2017. I believe they made it to the title game a couple more times prior to that, so really a part of the peak of Babson success, and now taking that wisdom to Ithaca and getting them into the tournament for the first time since 2013.
Jaworski from the elbow, no, and still plenty of time here for Ithaca. Thompson with 6. Thompson, a tough one, yes! And it's down to 3. Could have been less, as they did get one more shot at the end, Zach Warwick. But my, oh my, some momentum from the Bombers, led by Riley Thompson. Hasn't seen a shot he doesn't like, but boy, can he create space.
Yeah, I didn't think that was necessarily the best look there. A little bit of a line drive shot right there, just able to rattle it through the rim. But it's a great defense on the other end from Ithaca that managed to open that up for them. In part, Babson made it easy for them, held on to the ball until about 12 seconds left on the game clock, and at that point just had to hold out for another 4 or 5 seconds, able to get it back. And then Thompson, who's just been hitting all night, 7 for 14 now from the field, leading Ithaca, with 15 points, second only still to Jaworski, has been really the catalyst for the Bombers offense tonight.
The largest lead of the game was held by Babson, 8 points. It was 42-34 with just about 2 minutes to go. And a 5-0 spurt by Ithaca creates some momentum and keeps this thing razor tight as we head to the half. Bob Long, Jacob Brady here for the Garnet Sports Network. Stay with us, and we'll be back in about 14 minutes as we begin the second half.
Together, we are driven. To motivate. To challenge. To lead. Every practice. Every play. Every day. Every season. 11 schools together in competition. We are the Centennial Conference.
The Ithaca College experience is all about what people bring to it. Students bring their curiosity and passion. Faculty bring their creativity and expertise, and together they make incredible things happen.
Today, things move incredibly fast. Competition is brutal. Today belongs to change. If you can't take it on, you won't own tomorrow. But inside all of us is the ability to step up, to seize opportunity, and make things happen. Inside all of us lies an entrepreneur who does more than just invent the new, but reinvigorates the now. Tomorrow belongs to the entrepreneur. Make it belong to you.
The Babson College Beavers lead by 3. Here in a neutral site matchup, the first round of the NCAA tournament, 42-39 the score. Bob Long on play-by-play, Jacob Brady on color, and Jacob, it was a last-ditch 5-0 spurt from Ithaca to build some momentum, get them right back into this game, and here we go. Toss the ball up, and we're ready to go here in what should be a great second half.
Yeah, impressive job getting a couple of stops there. It was interesting. It looked like Ithaca's timeout called down 37-34 was going to backfire after Babson went on a little 5-0 run of their own, but Ithaca able to answer in the final minute and 9 seconds of that first half. Riley Thompson, of course, coming up big right near the buzzer. A line drive, too, able to rattle it home and keep this a one-possession game for the Bombers.
Bear in mind that Ithaca only 3 for 13 from beyond the arc as well. So trailing by 3 against the talented Babson team with those types of measurables, I think they'll take that and take their chances coming into the second half. Here's Andrew Jaworski. He was so solid in the first half. It continues in the second.
It's a great job just letting his defender fly by that time. Clear path to the basket and made sure to keep that foot down.
A nudge on the drive to the basket from Riley Thompson. Foul goes against Kirkpatrick for Babson. Babson 4 of 10 from beyond the arc. Ithaca trying to find a way to uncap that rim from 3. There's a pull-up. Shooter's roll on a third hop. Skylar Synan.
Yeah, Synan left open there. Both teams effective in the mid-range. That time Synan with no one, I should say, near him. Not afraid to pull up. And he's a guy that you want to keep going here. He's currently on 2 personal fouls. Keep him safe and keep him scoring.
An air ball that time and kept in. Maybe wasn't the right decision. Ainge leads the transition. Kirkpatrick. And now they'll reset it. Kirkpatrick got a step too high off the glass and brought down by number 24, Brian Carl.
Yeah, Carl, a guy that we said during the first half had the ability to stretch the floor, but really has not been able to get going here throughout this game, as evidenced by that another air ball there.
Nothing but net that time. Andrew Jaworski. And it's a 6-point lead for Babson.
Yeah, he's been the hot hand tonight for them. 22 points now, 4 for 6 from beyond the arc. And I think Alderete just got caught out of position there as Jaworski was wide open.
Alderete created space, couldn't finish. Just 4 points for Alderete, who, as we mentioned in the first half, had 28 in the conference final. Now Jaworski. A pull-up in the lane, yes. And Andrew Kirkpatrick starting to heat it up a little bit.
And again, that's the mid-range game right there. Little 10-2 run to start off this half, or pardon, 7-2 run, I should say, but extending the lead back up to 8 now is Babson.
Mitchell, pirouette there through the lane, no good, and a giveaway foul 94 feet from the basket.
Definitely don't want to be giving Babson the opportunity to score with the clock stopped, and just those sort of silly fouls really can come back to bite you late in games.
Ainge will slow this thing down. Lost the ball. Fortunate to get it back, Kirkpatrick, but again, the active hands of Skylar Synan has been so impressive. Coonahan inside, thought there was contact, and then the follow wouldn't go. Pull up, Synan. Maybe a bit hurried on that one.
Yeah, it would have been a nice answer there, but still a little early to be going up for those pretty well-defended transition 3 looks.
Jake Mitchell picks up his second foul in just a few minutes. That is just his second on the night, though. There's a pass across the way. Nicely done. Colin Bradenise.
Long 2 again. They tell you in the NBA that that's a bad shot, but Babson making them work tonight.
Tell you what, though, you know Jack Stearns is a high percentage one as he received it in time and underneath. Did the work ahead of time as well and created a good look. Now Bradenise. Off for Jaworski. There's a pull-up, too strong. Sinan, though, couldn't pick it up. Tapped from behind by number 23, Matt Pattison. Set up Bradenise, and he'll take shoe shots at the line. Chance to extend this lead to as much as 10. And it'll come after this timeout. One more look. Clear contact there on the weak side block. And a timeout. This is the men's basketball tournament here at the Division III level. We'll be back.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
Babson College leads this one 51-43. Bob Long on play-by-play and Jacob Brady on color commentary here on the Garnet Sports Network. It's the Swarthmore College Garnet, the host for the weekend of this pod. In the upper left-hand corner of the bracket, Swarthmore, the number 1 team in the country, and a team that not many teams wanted to come on the road to face. But for both of these teams, a long way to go to get to that game. Babson, a team that won the NCAA tournament in 2017, missed the tournament over the last 2 years. Here they are back where really they should be and where their program historically has dictated that they do earn themselves NCAA tournament bids. They had gone to the 5 consecutive NCAA tournaments prior to missing it in 2018. And this is a team, Jacob, with a 10-point lead, 16 minutes to go. This is going to be a tough out at any stage of the NCAA tournament. Sinan, what a finish.
Yeah, I mean, as we said, they went up to number 12 at one point in the national ranking this season. That came back in December, really a big reason for their drop. Now, technically dropping out of it is due to the loss of offering, but Bradenisi's been playing well in this game, especially from what we've seen of him, and really has stepped in to fill that role. And I think this is a better team than their ranking would necessarily suggest, and obviously the committee deciding at-large selections agreeing with that.
Alderete hits the pull-up too, and it's down to 6.
Yeah, he's a guy that Ithaca would really like to see get going there as one of their leading scorers. He's had some issues defensively, had some issues with turnovers. You can see at times body language not great for him, but getting some scoring going would be big for the Bombers.
Jaworski just with a grab, and they're actually going to get number 23, Matt Pattison, the junior, for the foul, but just stopping the forward momentum, heading to the basket on the dribble drive. Kirkpatrick hit the last shot. Really nice, really soft as he got it off the front rim and caressed it down through the cylinder. Alderete's got a step. Double clutches in midair. And it's down to 6 again. Ithaca not going away.
Yeah, beautiful finish from him that time. 4 quick points, and I think that's going to be what he needs. Just like a little shot of adrenaline there. Go on a bit of a scoring run, and you can get things going in your overall game.
Cunahan, a giveaway. Surprised to see no call there. Now Cunahan in rhythm. Yes! Big no call in transition. Back the other way, there's a good catch by Stern. And Ithaca just beats Babson down the floor. The big man running the distance.
Yeah, that was an answer they needed after that Coolahan 3. And definitely Ithaca still trying to keep their way into this, but can't give up turnovers like that.
Brad Anise finishes at the weak side glass. A good distribution to get it there. Lost in the shuffle with that last 3 from Coolahan. He's reached the 500-point mark for this season alone. Very impressive. From Jack Coolahan. Tough shot on the turnaround. Riley Thompson continues to impress. High degree of difficulty, Jacob.
Yeah, he's been making those consistently tonight. 16 points now for Thompson, the senior. And it's interesting because he's not the biggest guy, isn't able to use his size in that manner, but so quick and so good at opening up space for himself.
The largest lead of the game for Babson, a 10-point lead on the Kirkpatrick 3. Thompson looking for the answer, lost the ball off his knee, and then it caught a body part from Babson. Or so the call is made. Matt Pattison, the local kid from Doylestown, less than thrilled with that call.
And you can see that Thompson is saying to the referee there that he's getting contact on his forearm on these drives and really unhappy with what he believes at least are missed calls here.
A pull-up, not a good-looking shot, and Babson comes back the other way. Not the best from Lean Spellman. Hesitation dribble, in trouble, but somehow Gow cutting to the weak side block. He bails out his teammate Jaworski. It's a 12-point lead.
Yeah, Jaworski definitely got into trouble there. I mean, we asked in the first half what exactly Gow brings to the table. He's a high-energy guy, and a couple times in this one have found himself in the right place at the right time, and I don't think that's by chance.
Well, and just to clarify, when I say what he brings to the table, I'm seeing more than 16 minutes a game, 4.5 points a game. I think this is a guy that could be playing out there 30, 40 minutes, and maybe that's something that as time goes on, you're just a freshman, he'll continue to develop, and I think this is a stud at the D3 level over his 4 years. Great look inside. There's the finish. Alex Barron, the sophomore at 6'5", had the ball kind of shoveled into him from Thompson. A nice assist. Traveling will give it right back to Ithaca. 12 minutes to go and a long way it feels like to go, Jacob, in an offensive type game tonight.
It's definitely been a back and forth here. Both teams shooting pretty well from the field right now. 50% for Ithaca, 57% from Babson, and you get the sense that if they can get the three-point shots going, Ithaca only 21.4% right now. They led the country, they were 6th in the country, I should say, in made three-pointers per game at 11.8. Only 3 tonight. They've got to get those outside shots going.
That's a brilliant defensive play from Sinan, but then gives it right back. Hustling on both sides.
Yeah, talk about a brilliant defensive play, that time from Kirkpatrick.
Gow nearly got that one to go, and Sinan will pull it back. Pulling up, no good, but fortunate to get it back, and a jump ball will keep it with Ithaca. Timeout on the floor, 11:15 to play. 65-57, first round action in the NCAA tournament.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
A look at a three from Jake Coulihan, one of his two here tonight. He came into the game with 85 three-point field goals this season. That's third on the all-time list for this Babson program, Jacob. Second is Mark Giovino with 88 in 1998. So he came into the game with 85, now with 87. Trails Mark Giovino for second on the all-time single-season three-point mark here at Babson by just one three-point shot. It's going to take quite the run, and Coulihan's going to have to be a big part of it to chase down Nick Caminal with 110 three-point field goals during the national championship season 2016-2017, but can certainly reasonably find himself in a solo second, and that would just take two more trays before this season is over for Babson. Synan somehow gets that to Thompson. Thompson slips behind the screen, a hesitation, floater, yes!
And the shot difficulty for everything that Thompson is taking tonight. Way up there, but that time breaking out the teardrop floater. Saw it once in the first half, but able to get it. Again, only a 6-foot guard, but really able to reach into that bag of tricks.
Jaworski with 10 to shoot. Puts up a tough shot, not that time. Oh, a huge rebound there and a foul called against Babson. Alex Barron, the sophomore, showing the toughness that you need in an NCAA tournament game.
Yeah, big time right there, fighting amidst three white jerseys. Bunch of Babson guys all around him, and then able to draw the foul at the tail end of it on Brad Anise.
Thompson for three. Gets to the point where he's surprised it doesn't go down. And another offensive rebound corralled here by Ithaca. Synan, floater. Not that time. Brad Anise comes down with it.
Definitely unhappy to come up empty on that possession. Got a couple good looks right there, but just couldn't break through.
Too strong. Brad Anise got his own. He'll shoot two at the line. And he has been so good here tonight. Colin Brad Anise. And you talk about some of the guys on this team. Jaworski, just a junior. Kirkpatrick is a freshman. Ainge is a junior. We mentioned Frank Oftring, who is hurt and will be done for the year. Unfortunately, his collegiate career is over as a senior, but guys that'll be back next year. Pattison, Brad Anise, Jaworski, Coulihan will not be back, but Kirkpatrick and Crew Ainge. This is a Babson team built not just for this year, but for next as well.
Yeah, it definitely took a while, just a bit for their talent to sort of mature, get them back to the level that they were at in the mid-2010s, but you see a lot of guys coming into their prime right now and some younger guys who are prepared to make the next step when given the opportunity. Brad Anise, especially in this one, I've just been impressed by his ability to fight and work through contact. Only listed at 6'5" and 190. Doesn't have, necessarily the best size out of some of the forwards that you see out there, but just his ability to fight on the glass and around the rim are second to none.
Here's Thompson. Back for Barron. Barron, a great slip to the hole. Oh, that's tremendous two-man basketball. And really impressed Jacob in the last few possessions with the sophomore Alex Barron for Ithaca. It's down to 5.
Yeah, he's definitely been fighting in that time. Just a case of ball watching there. His defender gets caught up looking at Thompson, expecting something fancy out of Thompson, and instead Barron just makes the smart cut right to the basket where he's wide open.
Ainge a bit too strong. Got a pretty good look in the center of the lane. Ithaca can cut it even closer, given away. Ill-timed that time. And a floater from Coulihan.
It's a nice shot right there, going the other way and coming back across his body with the right hand to float that in. Tough shot, but Coulihan making it look easy.
Now Riley Thompson into the lane. He's fouled. Coulihan picks it up. Thompson, no doubt a vocal leader on the prior offensive possession. He thought he was hit. He came down the floor hammering at his wrist, the off wrist, saying to his coach that I got hit. I'm not quite sure that the coach can do anything about that. Maybe that's a sentiment to express to the officials, but nonetheless, a vocal player for this Ithaca team and perhaps helped to get the call on that particular play.
And that's just a case where Coulihan sort of gets caught out of position. Thompson beats him around the edge initially and then trying to recover with the catch-up block, and that's a tough one to try to get cleanly.
See at the bottom of your screen here, Alex Barron has a little cut around his elbow, so they're wrapping him up tight. They were wiping off number 21 as well for Babson, Jack Coulihan, to make sure he didn't have any blood on his jersey either. Thompson with 2 big free throws, 8:37 to play. Babson 68, Ithaca 63. This should be a good one to the final horn.
Hey, you got the feeling a couple times when Babson went up by 10 that they might be able to put this one away, but Ithaca coming back every time.
Jake Mitchell, an easy 2.
Fundamental defense there. See a slow pass, just shoot the lane right there, and going coast to coast for the finish.
Now Coulihan in trouble. Puts up a tough shot. No. Corralled that time by Warwick.
As look has got to be to pass out of it there. Sikoriak shutting him down on the baseline.
How did he get to the rim? He's going to ask himself how he didn't finish it. Slithered through 2 defenders, did all the hard work, and then right there at the doorstep, the front rim says no. Timeout on the floor, 7:48 to play, and a great first round NCAA tournament matchup here in D3.
On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. More college athletes are earning degrees than ever before, but we've still got work to do. That's why we're raising the bar for incoming freshmen, so they're prepared when they get to campus. And why teams can't play in championships unless they make the grade. Education matters, and putting academics first creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity.
An impassioned run from this Jim Mullins-led Ithaca Bombers team. Riley Thompson leads the way. He has been phenomenal here tonight. Skylar Synan as well. That's a strong backcourt duo. Thompson will graduate next year. He is, I should say at the end of this year, he's a senior, but Skylar Synan learning from one of the best. A sophomore with a lot of service still to give here to this program.
And finding a lot of ways to fill the stat sheets. 13 points for him, but 6 rebounds, 4 assists as well. So just making a difference all over the floor.
Barron for 2, showing a little bit of everything here in this second half. Babson, Jacob, 11-1 on the year when they're shooting better than 50%. They're 26 for 51 from the floor. They were as high as about 60. Trailed off in the last few minutes as Ithaca has ratcheted up the defense.
And it's been Barron helping to inject a bit of life into Ithaca on both ends and helping them to stay close in this one.
That's a tough call there against Jake Mitchell. That's his 3rd. Sure looked to me like it was just a fadeaway from Jaworski, and it's a tough angle from that official to make that call.
And you can see
it's the 4th, excuse me, not the 3rd. 4th. It's a big call there, Jacob.
Yeah, Mitchell looking incredulous on that one. And it looks like the official was behind Jaworski as he's fading away there, and really just hard to tell if any contact is made. And I think based on the reaction from Mitchell, just stood there wide-mouthed for about 5 seconds, should tell you about the call.
3-point lead for Babson. 24 points from Andrew Jaworski to lead all scorers. Alderete. Inside they go. Nice finish. And I tell you what, Alex Barron just continues to find himself in great spots and get to the heart of that defense.
Yeah, over these last couple minutes, been all about him. 6 points now for Barron coming off the bench.
Giveaway foul there. Kirkpatrick, 6th team foul against Babson. And they can take the lead on this possession. Last lead for Ithaca came at 12.5 minutes to play in the first half. Now they can take the lead with under 7 to go here in the second. It's Alderete. Got his defender in the air, but they'll reset it. Barron lost his footing. Just kind of curled up under himself. That was unfortunate. Pattison. And now Coulihan. What a pass that was. Contact and a foul. Crew Ainge with a back cut and the recognition by Coulihan. A chance for 2 at the stripe.
Ainge just fighting in there to bail out his teammate, and of course Coulihan doing some hard work as well, initially getting his position in there, and Ainge able to draw the foul.
Ainge hits both. It's a 3-point lead.
Ithaca still here, keeping it within 1 possession. 6 minutes left here. A lot of basketball left to be played, and impressive how they've been able to respond every time Babson goes on a run.
Wow, somehow that one ended up into the hands of Alderete. Zach Warwick with the assist.
And it's been a big turnaround for Alderete in the second half. Only scored 4 points in the first, 8 points here in the second, 12 on the game.
Crew Ainge, you think he's the son of a former NBA guy and a general manager? Tell you what, that is great recognition on the back cut. Now Alderete. .15 to shoot. Double team here. Oh, it's a strong catch. Extra pass. Sign into the hole. And it's brought down by Jaworski. 5 minutes to play. Game number 1, round number 1 of the NCAA tournament here from the Swarthmore College pod. Top left of the bracket. Jaworski got the defender in the air. Couldn't hit it.
And I think he just needed to go up through the contact there, try for the rip through as opposed to trying to get fancy there and spin away.
Kick ball. Ithaca can tie on this possession if they can hit the 3, but they haven't hit a 3 since the first half. Just 3 of 17 from the 3-point line. That's 18%. Oh, and Alderete slides through. Great dish. Yes, sir. How good is that from Sebastian Alderete?
It's just a smart play right there. A lot of guys would keep that for themselves, try for the finish with a defender right on them, but in that time, instead handing off to Mitchell for the easy 2.
No need to even start the shot clock here, Jacob. These teams are getting shots up quickly here tonight. And Alderete lost it out of bounds. I thought that was last touched at first glance by Alderete. But it'll stay with Ithaca. Final media timeout of the game, coming in for landing in game 1 of 2 here tonight in our doubleheader in the Division III men's basketball NCAA tournament.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
Under 4 to play here from Tarbell Pavilion, the home of the Swarthmore College Garnet, and a Centennial Conference basketball facility. Home to the #1 team in the country currently, and as it has stood over the course of the entire 2019-2020 season. A special season here on this campus, Jacob, and I know that a lot of folks are looking forward to game number 2 here tonight, but game number 1 delivers in a huge way, and I think in a way we both expected a very even matchup. Ithaca, yeah, sure, they won their conference, they got the AQ, but 23-5 in an 11-game win streak out of the Liberty League. They are poised to try to finish this game here tonight, and Babson, they haven't lost an NCAA tournament game since 2016. A national championship in 2017 was their last appearance. Alderete, not a good pass, and Coulihan, along with Jaworski, will come back the other way.
A pretty big possession for Babson right here. You really want to try to open up some space over these last 3 minutes and change if they can.
Jaworski pulls up, no. And Barron brings it down. Defenders were crashing to the weak side, so he had to pull up to avoid what could have been a charge. Now Thompson. He's blocked.
Ithaca have had a number of chances to tie here, but that time only for 2, but still, Babson, every time Ithaca comes down the floor, making a stout defensive stand, doing it again right there with the block on Thompson.
And that time it was Pattison with the block. Now Pradenice, too strong, and here comes Ithaca the other way. Alderete, no, but Barron, of course, continues to throw his nose in the middle of things. Extra pass, Alderete. Here's a 3 for the tie. Yes! Skylar Sinan, the sophomore.
They waited 18 minutes for it, and they finally got it. The first 3 of the second half for Ithaca comes exactly when they need it. Tie ball game at 76.
Another look as Sinan rises and finds some nylon. A full timeout on the floor, 2:11 to play. Right how we started. 76 apiece. We'll be back.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
There's a lot of fight on that bench. Wasn't the game for Alderete, at least through the first 20 minutes. He's come on strong. Riley Thompson, the little engine that could, has found shots anywhere and everywhere on the floor. Continues to attack and hit some high difficulty ones. Now 4 guys in double figures, and Alex Barron, Jacob, who's been phenomenal here in the second half. He has 8.
Yeah, didn't play, I believe, more than about 2 or 3 minutes
that's right.
in the first half, but he's been difficult to take out of this one in the second half. He's been stout defensively for the Bombers, and of course, finding himself in the right place at the right time a couple of times here. And again, that's not an accidental thing. That's a high IQ basketball player, knows where to be when it matters most.
Here's Brad Anise and Jaworski. He has 24 points, 6 to shoot. Great look to the corner. Not that time. A really good look for Matt Pattison, but didn't draw any iron. Ithaca's last lead, and their largest lead of the game, was 2 points at 12:30 to go in the first half. Synan can't give him the lead that time, and a strong rebound. Brad Anise has been really good.
He's trading defensive stops out of the timeout, but here goes Ainge.
Too strong, there's a tip. Colin Brad Anise
stepping out right there, and Ithaca is going to call a timeout, try to draw something out. It's interesting because you have these media timeouts that teams are able to save them to the last few minutes here, and imagine we'll see a lot of just set plays out of timeouts as Ithaca looks for the tie again.
Another look at Brad Anise. He now has 8 rebounds, 4 of them offensive. 13 points on the game, second leading scorer for this Babson team behind, of course, Andrew Jaworski, who has been phenomenal. But Brad Anise, the sophomore, we talked about it over the course of the game, but bears mentioning a second time. Frank Oftring, a senior forward at 6'6". He was the guy, Jacob. He was the big man down low, and Brad Anise was the sophomore learning. He goes down 11 games ago with a knee injury. His collegiate career is over, and Colin Brad Anise has been the guy to step up and gets the biggest bucket of the season thus far for the Beavers of Babson College. Now they need to hold it. 1:09 to play. Babson by 2.
Clearly he's been learning pretty well under Oftring. That's for sure from what we've seen of him tonight.
Trouble here. Tough double. Fortunate to get it. Now Alderete. He's been good in the second half. What a distribution. Couldn't hit the 3. Zach Warwick can't argue with the look, Jacob. But now a 17-second differential between game and shot clock.
Yeah, Alderete able to open that up for Ithaca, but just Warwick unable to convert.
Timeout on the floor. 31 seconds left in the ball game. 14 on the shot clock. Full timeout. We'll take this timeout to tell you a little bit about game number 2. The number 1 team in the country, 5th in the NCAA in rebounding margin, 11th in the scoring margin, 14.5 points per game, and 11th in total blocks, 26-1. Their lone loss of the year was last Saturday in this building. A buzzer beater by Johns Hopkins Connor Delaney, I should say, the Centennial Conference Player of the Year. But that's it. The lone blemish in an otherwise undefeated season, an undefeated regular season, and a wire-to-wire trip at the top of the top 25. They'll take on Brooklyn College. The Bulldogs, 13-15, 7-7 in the Cuniac. The City University of New York Athletic Conference, for those of you wondering. A team that is just 4-9 on their home floor, 8-6 away, so perhaps presenting a challenge, but again, an uphill battle for this Bulldog team taking on the number 1 team in the country at 7:30.
Yeah, I mean, there's always one team each year which sort of finds its way, sneaks its way into the bracket. Brooklyn College in the playoffs of the Cuniac, beating 3 teams that they lost to during the regular season by not insignificant margins and able to earn themselves the automatic bid out of the Cuniac.
Ainge nearly put it off his foot and out of bounds. Now 5 to shoot, spinning inside, tough shot, no. 17 seconds left. Shot clock turned off.
And a big rebound by Synan. They call timeout, and now 15 seconds to figure out what exactly they're going to do here.
Yeah, common mistake in these situations, or at least common expectations, is to hold for the last shot. Now, in my mind, that's not something that they necessarily have to do, and that's not to say rush anything. But bear in mind that you've only committed 6 team fouls if you're Ithaca. So if you get a shot and you miss, there's an opportunity to extend the game by fouling. And with a front end, you could end up still with a chance to win. You give yourself 2 offensive possessions at that point. So we'll see what Ithaca does. It's all about how quickly you can set up a good shot, of course. But all things equal, it's not like you're holding this thing to the final second. You're giving yourself potentially more than one chance to have a game-winning or game-tying shot.
Yeah, and I imagine we're going to see it in the hands of Riley Thompson. And, yeah, would not be surprised if they get it into him and he looks for his shot immediately. He's not been afraid, certainly, to shoot the ball on heavily contested looks. Has been fearless throughout this game. Huge for the Ithaca offense so far. And now they just need something, not necessarily magical, but just something effective, some good basketball over these last 15 seconds.
Zach Warwick with 10 to shoot. Thompson, there's an open 3 instead of drive inside. And a good finish. 3 seconds left. And we got a whistle. The clock kept running. It shouldn't have. So now that's going to give Babson the advantage here. Another look. Adarete, good slip to the hole, avoids the charge. So now they're going to order Babson back. They're going to reset the clock to 4.6, so they get another 0.8. The officials were able to wrangle them pretty quickly and avoid any type of play being set up. But now a chance for Babson in a tie game. Can they get a game winner? Crew Ainge with 2 seconds. Coolahan for the win. Not that time. And to overtime we go in game number 1 of the NCAA tournament.
Wasn't terribly far off there, but good pressure by Ithaca in the backcourt on Ainge. Didn't let him get across cleanly, only able to get it to Coolahan with about a second and a half left on the clock, and Ithaca fired up, especially after that Alderete tie at the end of regulation, and some momentum in their favor for sure going into overtime.
Well, and how about the poise and maturity of Sebastian Alderete as well from the top of the key. He had a look, but a defender closing out allows for the flyby, starts driving to the basket. And again, you have an opportunity here as a senior to tie the game. You're looking up and you see the clock down inside the final 6 seconds to be able to keep that body control, go to the Euro step, and avoid the defender and finish calmly like that. That is poise and strong decision-making from the senior, who has been excellent throughout the second half. And now we reset things all together here, Jacob.
Yeah.
Neither team in foul trouble. It's only Jake Mitchell with the 4 personal fouls for Ithaca in any real danger at this point. Kirkpatrick has 3. Coolahan has 3 for Babson, but pretty clean game thus far. And we head into the extra period. 5 minutes on the clock. Ithaca in the royal blue and Babson in the white, trying to extend their season.
And I'm certainly not going to object to 5 more minutes of what's been, for sure, an exciting ball game.
Babson with the ball. And it's Crew Ainge, the point guard. He's got 12 points here tonight with 3 assists. Picks up his dribble in a tough spot. 3 seconds, gives it right back to Ithaca. So you get that stop 14 seconds in, and you get to take the ball out of bounds, essentially. And now that, of course, allows the held ball situation to go in your favor on the next held ball.
I believe this is also Ithaca's first real opportunity to take the lead since the first half.
That's right. Not since 12:33 to play in the first half as they led by any number, and their largest lead of the game has been 2. Jaworski, a blow-by, yes.
He'd been a little quiet through that second half, but big right there, right at the beginning of overtime, asserting that he's still in this one.
Synan could not get it to drop. It's a good effort getting to the basket. Jaworski. Now Pattison. 14 to shoot for Andrew Jaworski. And it's taken away by Synan. Just pulled it right out. Thompson the other way. A lot of contact. 2 shots coming for Riley Thompson. Thompson a little slow to get up. One more look. Thompson, that's a good foul there. You're just pulling at the arm. I think Thompson was asking for something more, but in a game like this, you are going for the ball, and you kind of just pull at that point. I don't think you're going to get anything more than a common foul on that one.
Yeah, I think maybe he was more concerned about the contact from Pattison coming in there, which really propelled him out of bounds and into the bench, I guess, that runs along the backside of this gym, and really still having his calves worked on right now down along the end line.
Yeah, certainly. Hopefully just a cramp there for Riley Thompson, who's up now. He'll shoot 2 as long as he's able. And that's something where if you're Ithaca, you want him to be able to, because otherwise it's Babson that would have the choice. Thompson, 20 points on the night, 9 of 20 from the floor and 0 of 4 from beyond the arc. So he's done his damage in the lane and inside that three-point arc. He has been good.
I mean, he's a small guy, 6 foot, 175, but so effective at using the change of pace to get open and also using lack of size to his advantage. There have been a number of times where there's been a hole between a couple of defenders that for most players just wouldn't really be available. He'll shoot the gap right there and get downhill in a hurry, really able to explode to the basket.
We mentioned Jack Coulihan as well as Riley Thompson growing up playing against one another in the Newtown area. Both of those guys have been good here tonight. Coulihan 12 points on 5 of 13 shooting. And Riley Thompson leads the Ithaca Bombers with 20 points. As mentioned, 9 of 20 shooting. He has hit both shots that he's taken from the charity stripe here tonight. Babson College back out onto the floor. They're just 4-3 in games decided by 5 points or less this year.
Thompson, 86% free throw shooter on the season.
And a good arc on that one. By the way, not to take umbrage with our stats, but Thompson has at least hit 1 from beyond the arc. It was almost from the S logo in the first half. So we'll give him 1 for 5 until further notice.
Maybe they called it a 2.
Yeah, that's a foot on the line. 3 minutes, 30 seconds to play. Tied at 80. Jaworski got the defender in the air. Oh, it was halfway down. Adarete pulled it up. And now Synan to run the offense for this Ithaca Bombers team. Thompson on the end of the bench getting worked on. Jake Mitchell with 10 to shoot. A dribble drive. Mitchell open for 3. Fight for the rebound, and Jaworski came up with it. And as you said, Jacob, a whole bunch of ties, but not a lot of lead changes. Ithaca still has not led since the first half. Here we are in the first overtime period. Kirkpatrick couldn't hit the 3.
And he's got to be unhappy with himself there. He was wide open, just about a shoot-around equivalent that time, and airballed it. And it's good for Ithaca. Another chance for them now to retake the lead.
Thompson, a step back three. Not that time. Pulled down though. Warwick fed it back in now. Synan for three. Skylar Synan puts Ithaca in the lead by 3.
Ithaca's hit 2 3-pointers in the second half. First was by Synan to tie it at 76, and now the second by Synan in overtime to give Ithaca back the lead for the first time since the first half.
Ainge couldn't hit it. It was a pretty good look in the lane, and they've gotten 2 good looks on each of their last 2 possessions, but they haven't fallen. Now, for seemingly the first time all night, Ithaca will take their time offensively. 9 to shoot. Synan, a deeper 3. Yes! And they lead by 6.
Skylar Synan's world, and we're just living in it right now. 3 3-pointers all coming in the last few minutes here and giving Ithaca a 2-possession lead.
There's another look, rising and hitting. Beautifully done by Synan. Kirkpatrick was fouled, deemed on the floor, so he'll shoot 1 and 1, and needless to say, essential foul shots upcoming here for Babson. What a turn here in this game. Ithaca has been fighting back from anywhere from 2 to about 10 down throughout the entirety of the second half. Tied it going into the first overtime period. And 2 threes from Skylar Synan, the sophomore. The difference here with 1:17 to play. We'll be right back.
On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. More college athletes are earning degrees than ever before, but we've still got work to do. That's why we're raising the bar for incoming freshmen, so they're prepared when they get to campus. And why teams can't play in championships unless they make the grade. Education matters, and putting academics first creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity.
The Garnet S at center court, the home of the Swarthmore College Garnet. They've been fortunate to host NCAA tournament rounds each of the last 2 seasons, and this game here, one of the better games, more competitive games that we've seen over the time of Swarthmore hosting Division III's biggest stage. Ithaca, a 6-point lead. Andrew Kirkpatrick will shoot 1 and 1. Comley hits the first foul shot. 96% foul shooter this year. You do not hear numbers like that very much.
If you want anybody on the line, definitely him.
And he hit them both. Decision time here for Babson. They've only committed 7 team fouls, but it looks like they will play this out for the time being.
Yeah, still a decent amount of time on the clock. Only a 2-possession game. Just play solid defense here. They've been able to get stops against Ithaca.
Tough shot by Synan. It did tip the rim. And I think they got that wrong, and now they reset it to 30. Should have been to 20. Key misstep at the moment of truth there. But that should be at 19 or perhaps 18 because it was a couple seconds slow to actually reset. That positively caught the side of the rim and thereby should be a reset of the shot clock, but again, should only have reset to 20. That's the discussion being had by the officials at center court.
Yeah, it looks like it went to 20 initially and then shot to 30. So
And even before that, it was
confusion.
ticking down 4-3-2.
Yeah, so it looks like they'll put 16 on.
Ithaca's bench arguing with the officials to make sure that the shot clock got reset and recommending Alderete to put up the shot all in one breath in a hazardous situation there. But at the end of the day, they got the call right, which is the most important thing. And now Babson does have a decision to make. Thank goodness, of course, and I think a good change across college basketball off offensive rebounds to only reset to 20. That only began this year and creates opportunities to extend the game and provides more strategic elements for teams. Foul called, sign into the foul line for 2. Make that 1-1. 8th team foul committed by Babson.
Sign-in has shot 78% from the free throw line this season, and obviously 2 huge ones right here push this back to a 2 3-point possession game.
Oh, wipe up the floor, left-hand side of your screen. Good work there. The Ithaca faithful appreciative of the mop job. 1-1 for Skylar Sinan. Games are won and lost here at the front end. And he cans the first.
Yeah, he and Thompson both with that line drive shot. Doesn't look the best, but it's been effective.
And he hits both. That one off Ainge. You'd think they need a 3 if they can get it. That's a pretty good one for Jaworski, but he feigned it. He'll hit in the lane. It's a 4-point deficit and a timeout called. So still an opportunity to send if you can get the ball into the hands of the right Ithaca Bomber if you're Babson. Somebody that might be able to miss a front end. All of a sudden, still plenty of time to go here. 27 seconds left.
Yeah, hoping perhaps a guy like Jake Mitchell, who's only shot 38% from the line this season, admittedly in a fairly limited sample size. I'm not sure if he'll be in the game coming out of this possession, but it's the guy who you want to get if possible.
Interesting you say that, though, because there are only 2 guys on this Ithaca team, Jacob, that have attempted more than 31 foul shots on the year coming into the game. That's Riley Thompson and Skylar Sinan, which might be expected. Alderete only had taken 31 coming into the night. Jack Stern with 19. So it's just one of those things where not a ton of experience going to the line. Those numbers in conference games. But again, it's not like these guys are getting to the line with reckless abandon. It's been outside shooting and being able to carve to the basket. That's been the difference. Now Thompson, they're going to be forced to grab him. He's an 86% foul shooter on the season.
I think a little unhappy there that another 3 or so seconds ran off the clock because losing his footing there was Pattison and allowed Thompson to dribble with it for a couple of seconds.
Kirkpatrick picks up his 4th personal foul. 1-1 here for Riley Thompson. Calmly on the first. In and out on the second. He has 23 points.
Still 2 possessions here, though.
And Gal got a quick one.
Yeah.
Double team here on Sinan, and now Alderete is fouled. 16 seconds left. It's a 1-possession game. Double bonus time for Ithaca.
That's a good job by Sinan there, able to break the double team, prevent a turnover from occurring, and you get Alderete to the line. 76% for him on 54 shots this season.
Sebastian Alderete on the line, shooting 2.
Alderete hits the first. That's a big one. 2-possession game.
Placing Ryan Thompson.
2 of 2 for Sebastian Alderete. Still time. Here's Gao. Gao drives again and finishes. And a quick foul. So Babson has been able to get quick ones here, but now they're counting on misses, and then they're going to count on Skylar Synan to go to the line and clank 2.
I think it speaks volumes that Gao is the guy that they have in the game in overtime, and the guy that, when they need a basket, that's driving to the hoop on each of these past 2 possessions.
Again, he's an SIW. He's a stud in waiting here at the D3 level. That kid can play. A freshman that I think we'll be seeing a lot more of across the D3 ranks. Synan missed the first. Life here for Babson.
Halfway there.
A chance for the all-important 2-possession lead. Skylar Synan, the sophomore, got the roll.
That's huge right there.
Ainge drives all the way through. High off the window, no. A tip. Won't go. Loose ball and Synan with it. Fouled with 1.4. Ithaca on their way. A game they barely led throughout regulation. A lone 2-point lead at 12:30 to go in the first half. They found a way to tie it heading into overtime. And 2 big threes by the sophomore Skylar Synan put them up what appears for good.
And the fact that nobody could control that rebound so huge in that situation, because about 7 seconds ran off between the time when Ainge actually attempted the shot and when it finally got secured, and they couldn't foul until that point.
The Ithaca College Bombers on to the second round of the 2020 NCAA tournament. They'll take on the winner of Brooklyn College and Swarthmore College on Saturday at 7:30 p.m. And I tell you what, this is a tough out here in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, you talk about a team peaking at the right time. First off, going on now 12 games unbeaten, making a run through the Liberty League playoffs to take the automatic qualifier spot, and now here going up against Babson and never giving up. 12:33 in the first half was the last time they led in regulation. For 27 and a half, or 27, and a half minutes, they either trailed or were tied. And they weren't even tied until the shot by Synan to make it 76 apiece. Went behind again, another shot to send it to overtime, and then just taking over. As you said, Synan, 2 more huge threes there to stake that 6-point lead, which they held on to, and they'll finish with 27 points on the night for Synan, 23 for Thompson, who is huge for this team throughout the regulation, especially 16 for Alderete, who really turned it on throughout the second half. A balanced attack from Ithaca, and really a good-looking team right now.
Ithaca 24-5 now on the season. Babson ends their season at 20-7, the automatic qualifier out of the NUMAC. Has their season end here at Swarthmore against Ithaca College. Andrew Jaworski, the junior, with 28 points in the game. He was phenomenal. Jack Coulahan, his career ends just 1 3 short of Mark Giovino for second on the single season list in Babson history, but a strong player and a guy who was a big part of everything this program has done from his freshman year when they won the national championship to now their first time back to the NCAA tournament. A lot for him and a lot for this coaching staff, Stephen Brennan and the rest of this Babson team to be proud of. But Ithaca on to the second round. They'll have to rest up because they'll take on the winner of Swarthmore and Brooklyn College, and we'll be back with that in just under 30 minutes. It's day number 1 of the NCAA tournament, and what a great day it has been and will continue to be. Jacob Brady, color commentator. I'm Bob Long saying so long just for now here from Tarbell Pavilion. We'll be back before you know it as the number 1 team in the country defends home turf.